There he is. Well, he was close. Today I'm fishing with Jeff Little, and we are, here he goes. We are fishing December in some very, very brushy, some very, very brushy, snaggy areas on the river. It's cold, cold enough to really mess up my eyes on my rod. What we're doing is I'm taking one of Jeff's dragon head jigs and I'm rigging it with a tube because I was getting snagged. We're throwing up into very brushy, very still water, and I'll show you how to rig this later, but I think it's going to be a very, very productive way of fishing wintertime or anytime you have a lot of snaggy water. Nice. My first decent fish of the day on nothing else that I call it than a dragon head tube hook. Man, nice looking fish. Bye, baby. That's awesome. All it is I'm taking Jeff's dragon head and rigged it with a tube. It's very simple to rig, and I haven't got a snag all day. It's actually the only tube I've used all day, and I'm convinced the tentacles will wear out before I lose this rig. And here's how simple it is. This is all the stuff I need to rig this. I want to show you quickly how I rig it. There's probably dozens of ways, but all I'm using is a trick stick, whether you call it a Senko or a Yum Dinger or whatever you call your dead stick bait. That's what I'm using, and the only reason why I'm using it is because the tube I have is a very soft, subtle tube. It's a single dip, and I need something to run the anchor screw into. So all I'm doing is taking this. Now, if you try to ram this up in there without some kind of lubrication, it's going to be a pain. So I'm using this little wax scent thing, and all it does is it makes it much, much easier to feed up into the tube. And right, time is money, right? So you want to be able to do that really quick. So all I've done, the only purpose of this in there is no other purpose than to give me anchor material to run the corkscrew into. Right, so all I'm going to do is run it through the tube, which happens in like a quarter turn, and then through that piece of trick stick bait that I've cut off. It's a 1/4 inch piece. Now here's the beauty of this. I need it to collapse. So when you're rigging one of these, you just simply mark where it needs to go through by where the hook is, and you're going to run it through the hook. And it lays just like it would if it was anything else. I'm not pinning the bait at all. I'm just letting it slide on here. And what happens is when the fish comes in, it grabs it, the bait collapses, and I've got this hook, this beautifully sharp needlepoint hook, grabbing it. But when it's going through the water, I'm not getting stuck. That pin, it's not pinned, but I'm not getting stuck. With the way that this is angled on this dragon head, I'm able to fish it in the nastiest looking stuff that's out there. It's absolutely wonderful. And I absolutely will have to say that a lot of the fish today I would have never got if I wouldn't have had this rig.
Dragon Heads available at confidencebaits.net. Also, pick up a copy of the new River Smallmouth Winter Patterns DVD and learn more of Chris Gorsuch's Winter River Smallmouth tricks.